If you race mountain bikes, this will be the most inspiring and motivating enduro race story you will ever hear. I had my chain unexpectedly snap, bringing it and the derailleur into my wheel in the middle of stage 3 at my last enduro race. Because of this, my back wheel was not able to rotate and I had to walk my bike down the rest of the trail, giving me a time of 20 minutes on a 5-minute trail. I thought my race was over. My dad was parked at the bottom of the trail, ready to pick me up and drive me back to the parking lot where we would call it a day. But before I got in the car, which would officially disqualify me, my dad pulled out a pair of pliers. We started yanking at the chain. I didn't know what his plan was, because there was no way that I could finish this, right? Well, after what felt like ages, we finally got the chain unstuck from the wheel. Now, it's the perfect situation, right? Wrong. When my derailleur got caught in the wheel, it too broke. So I couldn't just put on a new chain to finish my last 3 stages. Once again, my day was done. The race was over and it was all caused by one stupid mechanical. But there was still a part of my soul that just wouldn't let this go. And as you're about to find out, I was not the only one that was willing to do whatever it took to get me to finish this race. Just a few moments later, I had made up my mind. As much of a challenge as I knew it would be, I was gonna finish this race. Remember how my dad was gonna drive me back to the main parking lot? Well, that's because it was another 20-minute walk to get back to that main parking lot. And if I want to finish this race, I am not allowed to get in that car or I will be disqualified. So I literally waddled my bike back to that parking lot to get to my team. From there, we would make our first of way too many repairs. Repair attempt number 1. This repair is our first resort as it requires only a $32 chain and a little bit of innovation. We're turning my bike into a single speed. We started by taking off the derailleur. But wait, it was not that simple. We didn't have the right size Allen wrench. Great. So what we actually did was combine a screwdriver with a small Allen wrench and stripping out every last thread in that bolt, but it got the derailleur off. Next, we put the chain on the cassette and I pedaled the bike around the parking lot to test it out. Our single speed innovation was working. It was incredibly hard to pedal, but with enough chain lube, it was working. Well, almost. Thought I finally found the solution. Me and my coaches solved one problem, but we created one more. And this one was far worse. Because of all the tension on my chain, my shock would not compress. Even after taking air out and moving into different gears, it would not move. So now we go on to phase 2, a full-on repair. A brand new derailleur. We didn't do this in the first place because we thought that I wouldn't have enough time to finish my last 3 stages. But after wasting the last hour on our first repair, we had no other option. I got the derailleur from my coach Jeff, and my coach Mike was quickly working on getting the derailleur on. I only had 2 hours left to finish this race, and I still had 3 highly difficult stages. While Coach Mike was finishing setting up my new derailleur, the emotions of this situation were hitting me. I am crazy for wanting to finish this race after all the issues I had. In my mind, there was no way that anyone else would want to try this hard to get a 14-year-old to finish dead last in a race. But there was Mike and Jeff, pushing through, not giving up on me even at moments that I gave up on myself and this project. And that's how it always feels on my team. Cycle Syndicate. No one will ever give up on you or your wildest dreams. And if you're in the St. Louis area, go show Baldwin Cycles and all the other people on screen some support. This team wouldn't be possible without them. Now back to the action, because I have not finished the race yet. After Mike finished setting up the derailleur, I quickly hopped on the bike and hopped on the shuttle to take my first of 3 runs. Mike also threw on some new grips for me in the process. He's insane. My last 3 stages were smooth, nothing risky. I, of course, got dead last out of everyone racing. But that's not what matters to me. It's the story that came with it.